Hi, I'm coming at you with All Day Haze from Founders. I think this is their newest in the All Day series. Um, they haven't really done many hazy IPAs, like maybe one. I haven't had any hazy IPAs from them. This one's 4.9% alcohol, canned less than a month ago. I think this might be the first batch ever. Hadn't really heard of it before I saw it at the store. It uses Citra, Simcoe, and Amarillo hops, not Mosaic. Tricked ya. And then there's wheat and oats, which I think is making it into a hazy IPA. And on their website, they list IBUs still. And for some reason, this one has higher IBUs than all the other all-day beers, which is like, okay. Usually you think of hazy IPAs as being low in the IBUs. I know we've realized, or the beer community and brewers have realized, that excessive dry hopping does add bitterness that's harder to calculate, but not up to 50 IBUs, and this is not that hazy by today's standards. So they must use a good amount of boil hops. I don't know. Maybe they use a huge amount more dry hops than usual. I don't know. I think they still use the same yeast strain though. It has that Chico old-fashioned hoppy beer smell. It's hard to describe that quality. Like I don't think it's English yeast strain. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe it just has that mass-produced thing going on, but it's pretty fresh. But it's kind of like a apricot sort of thing that comes from the yeast instead of like the more expressive yeasts, English ones and European ones that are creating, melon, bubblegum, sometimes banana sort of smells. This one doesn't have that. It's the hops are bringing in some good smells, though. I like their decision to use Simcoe and Amarillo. I like those hops. It's given this like a very orange kind of iced tea vibe, maybe, and maybe I guess it's paler than regular all day. Yeah, orange iced tea. For some reason, iced tea is really making sense to me. Like simple black iced tea, but with like orange. Yeah, it smells pretty good. Yeah, it's just this weird. The bitterness is like a spicy metallic thing, and then actually this turns almost more bubblegum in the flavor. It's so weird how different these classic, back when they were microbreweries, like the taste of how they brew and the yeast they use, even when they're making a hazy IPA, it's still like tastes like it's a West Coast beer that's just slightly hazy. Doesn't really, like, maybe the oats and wheat are adding something to it. Like something else to the mouthfeel a bit. There's almost like a plasticky thing. I guess I was gonna say it's like metallic. It's like a metallic bitterness. It's just weird. It's like I drink lots of IPAs and hoppy beers and pale ales, but they're mostly New England ones, not even necessarily super hazy ones. And they just taste so different from this. But this kind of just tastes like Founders, though. It's bringing me back, 5-10 years. 10 plus. I don't know if I like that plasticky metallic thing. Kind of fades after a bit, but I think it's just people just say, "Oh, it's just like the hops." But maybe it's the way the hops interact with their yeast profile. It's weird to me. But it is very hoppy. There's a lot of aroma and flavor, and I'm happy about that. And this is so cheap. I got a 15 pack for, it's basically a little over $1 a can. I'm not a huge fan of Founders in general for many reasons. But I guess I've been finding their all the new entries in the all day series fresh and really cheap, and buying them. I had their all day chill day, and that one I couldn't figure out how it was different from the regular Founders, except for maybe a little less malty. And this one, yeah, I was kind of expecting it to be a little bit more hazy and a little bit more, I don't know, maybe use a different yeast strain. I think they use the same ale yeast for everything. And it has we think of American ale yeast as being super clean, not having much flavor, but they do. And I don't know, it's not my favorite thing. Maybe I just have to get used to it. But this one, it's perfectly well made. We have a nice head. It's definitely worth the price. It's like cheaper than Michelob Ultra, I think, unless you get like a 24 pack. Then maybe it's the same price point. I don't know. Probably not. So this is what's happened. Is like the ultra premium domestic, pale lagers that are popular, the same price as like fake craft brewers' cheapest stuff. The overlap is happening. And that's all I really have to say about this one for a rating. It's got a lot of nice fruity stuff and a lot of hop stuff going on. I'm sure this will go downhill really fast. It's not oxidized, but I can imagine this being having less flavor and oxidized flavors and being gross. And this video is way too long, so I'll just end it. This is like maybe close to a 4.